Hey everyone, if you didn't already know, Seven Lamb has partnered with Voyage Media to produce a new anthology series called Fever Dreams, a Pulp Collection. The series features a wide range of genres including sci-fi, thriller, horror, and really anything pulpy. There are several episodes out right now. In fact, Seven Lamb's very own Jack Austin is in the episode titled The Portal. So make sure to go to feverdreamspodcast.com or search for Fever Dreams wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks. Seven Lamb Productions presents End of All Hope. Season 5, Episode 8, Nightmares.
Another night, another nightmare. This time, I watched Mark run away. I watched him die. Brielle and I were staying in another house on the same old highway we had been for the last 3 days. This one wasn't as bad as the last two. No shriekers, no broken windows, and there was a kid's room with 2 beds. That's where we slept. But now, I knew I would have a hard time going back to sleep. I went into the living room and checked the front door. Still locked. I then went down the hall. Tons of family photos of various sizes ran along the walls. A husband, wife, and 5 children. They left a lot behind, but that worked out for us. I was even able to find new clothes. I sat in the dining room, staring out the window. The backyard extended all the way to the small wooded area. There was a children's fort, tire swing, and shed. The soft moonlight disappeared as clouds covered the area, but only momentarily. When the clouds parted, the moonlight came back, even seeping in through the window and allowing me the view of the dark shadow beside me. For some reason, I wasn't scared, because I knew it was her.
Hey.
Hey, can't sleep?
I had a nightmare.
That makes 2 of us.
I saw you weren't in the room, so I was worried.
I just needed to get up.
I can leave you alone.
Brie, grab a seat.
I thought I'd like sleeping in beds, but I don't know. I guess I got used to sleeping on the ground.
Yeah, but take advantage of it. We may hit a stretch where we aren't given the option.
I know.
We sat in silence a little while. I watched her as she scanned the room.
This is a nice house.
Nicest one we stayed in for sure. Brie had been able to find some new clothes too. Right now she was wearing a tank top with a glittery heart with an arrow through it.
It's hot, though.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to get much cooler.
I wish we could open a window.
We really shouldn't.
I know. Do you think they can smell us?
The creatures? Possibly. I know sometimes I can. We actually would use deodorant every so often when we could find some. The funny thing is that I used it more for comfort than for smell. I had gotten used to the smell. I hadn't quite gotten used to the dirty, grimy feeling I often felt, which was surprising for how long I have been traveling.
Do you think the creatures could hear us if we opened a window?
I just think we have to continue to take precautions.
No, I know.
That bedroom was a bit stuffy, though. It's why I came out here.
Do you think we'll continue on this road?
I think it's good.
We're still pretty far from Bodega Bay, huh?
Yeah, we are. We'll continue along the highway, but eventually we'll have to cut over. But we'll do that when we get closer to San Francisco.
You've been there before, right?
A lot, yeah. I've done a lot of research there. Me, Mark, and Jay were up there not too long ago.
Jay is your friend who you went to New York with, right?
Yeah, all three of us. He got separated from me and Mark in New York.
So you don't know what happened to him?
No.
Like me with my mom.
Yeah, I guess all you can do is hope for the best. Hope he's okay.
I want to do the same thing too, but then I have the nightmares, and all I see is the bad stuff.
I know what you mean.
I had a dream about Ziggs. He was running from the creatures, the Thrashers. I saw them get him.
Hey, why don't you go get the map, and we'll plan the next few days of travel.
Okay. Oh no.
It's okay. That was far away.
That seems closer.
We sat there motionless, listening to the gunfire.
Is it military?
Could be, but I don't hear any creatures.
Maybe they killed them.
Maybe. The gunshots eventually died out, and all was quiet again. I'm gonna go grab the map now.
Okay. But I'll go with you.
I couldn't help but smile. She felt safer around me, although I wasn't quite sure why. I may have been through a lot since this whole thing started, but I would think that's the case for everyone. It was a different world now. That was obvious.
Do they sound closer to you?
No.
Okay.
Now come on, let's plan our trek.
So, where are we?
Hell if I know. Map's useless now. Has been for the last 2 days.
Well, this hike is exhausting.
Yeah, I'm tired too.
Think this is still San Bernardino?
Jay,
What?
any idea?
How should I know?
Come on, nature lover. You can't tell by the trees or something?
Yeah, okay.
Well, unless this path levels out soon, I say we rest.
We can, but still low on food.
I'm almost out.
Want to try hunting again?
You sure? Thought you'd still be upset about rabbit.
Honestly, no. I was glad you guys were able to catch something, even if it was one little rabbit.
Any warm meal is better.
I don't know. I didn't like it.
Look at Jay, being picky.
Yeah, man. Tastes like chicken.
People just say that to be funny.
No, I'm serious. Although it was a little gamey.
Gamey is just another thing people say when trying something new. And it did not taste like chicken.
What did it taste like then?
A freaking rabbit.
We'd been in the national forest for a while now. At one point we did hit some roads, but ended up staying on the trails. Mainly because we didn't want to jump on the highway. There were several thrashers roaming about, but now that we were back in the woods following the nature trails, it was quiet and surprisingly safe. But we needed to hit some houses soon to stock up on food and supplies.
We can try for deer again.
Kylie bent down and took off her left shoe. Everything okay?
I think I have a stupid blister.
She took off her sock and turned her foot.
Oh, cool. 2 of them.
I haven't had blisters in a long time.
Me either.
You guys should get medals.
Want my first aid kit?
No, I got something.
Told you to change shoes.
Nothing fit in that house.
I could have looked somewhere else.
No, we had to get out. Wasn't worth fighting thrashers.
Yeah, but look at your shoes. They're worn out.
Next town, I'll find something.
Are we camping here?
No, it's way too early to stop.
We're just resting a moment, Jay. Let me bandage this real quick and we can get moving.
Take your time. We still have plenty of daylight.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
All right. Out of curiosity, who caught that rabbit?
Surprisingly, Jay,
He killed it or he found it?
he shot the arrow.
No way.
He's pretty good when he's not thinking too hard about it.
Good for him.
He was happy. Another way to prove himself useful.
He said that?
No, I am.
Oh,
You think I'm wrong?
about how he feels? I don't know. Probably not. I'm just glad things are somewhat back to normal.
No, there are still aliens on Earth.
I mean, between me and Jay. He's talking more and things haven't been as awkward.
He's still having nightmares.
Don't we all?
I guess you're right.
Right when Kylie finished was when Jay walked up.
Hope you remembered to wash your hands.
Yeah, okay. Are we still resting?
We can.
No, let's go.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm fine. Let's just go slow for a little while. This trail is nothing but up and down.
Works for me.
We were back on the road. Another hot day. We had planned out the next few days of travel. The map I had may be dated, found in a drawer of a gas station supply room, but it was good enough, especially for these old highway roads.
I didn't tell you about my dream last night.
About Ziggs?
No, I mean after that.
It took us a while to go back to sleep, but eventually we both did, when the shooting eventually died down. We even woke up later today. It felt nice sleeping in for once.
It was about my mom. She was in a quarantine zone with Ziggs. They let her bring him. I kept trying to get her to leave because I knew the aliens were coming, but she didn't want to go. She said we were safe. And Ziggs liked it there too because there were a ton of other dogs, all running around like a dog park. So instead, we stayed, and I ended up helping with the zone, building fences and dishing out supplies. It was weird.
But the aliens didn't attack?
No,
At least it wasn't a nightmare.
it still kinda was.
I figured she meant because her mom and dog were there, and she had to see them all happy. But I didn't want to confirm it, so I let it go.
What about you?
What about me?
Did you have any more dreams last night?
No, at least none that I can remember. But that was a lie. I dreamed of Mark again. I dreamed almost solely of Mark now. No more Mom, no more Scott, which made me feel guilty.
That's good, I guess. Sometimes I wish I didn't dream at all. I would give up dreaming even if it meant giving up the good ones.
The good ones aren't all that great anyway, right? Because when you wake up, you find out none of it's true.
Like with my mom and Ziggs in the zone. All happy.
Shoot, I had inadvertently double back to her dream.
Hey, is that a person?
We stopped. Ahead of us, past a group of stalled cars, was a scrawny old man with a bandana, torn clothes, and a backpack.
What do we do?
Stay back, Brie, and get your gun ready.
Okay.
I readied my gun, but kept it by my side, just behind my leg. The man, once seeing us, slowed his approach.
Hello.
Hi.
I don't mean any harm. Just traveling.
Okay, us too. Brielle was just 20 yards back, behind an SUV, waiting. The man looked to her, then back at me. His skin was red, his thinning hair mangled.
You don't happen to have some food, do you?
Sorry, no.
None at all?
None to spare.
Okay, I see. I understand. It's just haven't been able to find much from where I've been. You pass any towns?
Not recently.
There's gotta be something, no?
Check the vehicles.
I have been, but there hasn't been any food, not that I've seen. And it's all desert back that way. You should find another path.
I heard Brielle approaching from behind.
It's that bad?
It's not just the desert. There's been shooting. Not sure what for, but I avoided.
We've heard it.
There's people. But it's hard to know what type of people. Just be careful with your travels, especially because you know.
What?
You're women.
What the hell does that mean?
No offense, just that not long ago I saw some vile men. And the way they treated the other men was horrible. But the way they treated the women, oh, so much worse. There are no laws now, you know.
We're aware.
Yeah, okay. Take care then. Gotta keep looking for food.
Try the houses too. We passed several.
Thank you.
The man shuffled by.
He doesn't have any food?
That's what he says.
We should give him some.
Brie, we have to worry about ourselves.
But I have plenty.
Yes, but you heard him. There's not much ahead.
I know.
We shouldn't.
Just something small.
Fine. Hurry up. Brielle reached in her backpack, pulled out a small can of mixed fruit, and rushed over to the old man. I couldn't hear them, but they were talking a moment before she handed him the can. Once she returned, I placed my gun back in my waistband. Good?
Yeah.
I know she wanted to help, but we really did need to take care of ourselves. I decided not to lecture her and instead just smirked. Okay, let's go. Now I knew exactly how Mark felt. Oh, so many times with me.
We were still walking, but I could see Kylie having trouble even though she wouldn't admit it. Honestly, my feet were beginning to hurt too. Most of the time we walked on roads, so to be in the woods traveling up and down steep inclines was taxing. My backpack was lighter though as we started to get low on food and water. Okay, so should we call it another early day?
I'd be okay with that if you guys are.
Yeah. But we have to be close, right?
I'm hoping. But who knows with this trail? We need to find another map.
Or just an exit.
What about that spot there?
For camp?
Yeah, it's off the trail, which is good.
Let's do it.
Should I get a fire going?
I don't know.
Kylie took off her shoes and started rubbing her feet. You not feeling up to it?
I am, but my feet aren't.
I can take care of it then.
Then who's gonna make the fire?
I can do it.
Okay, be careful though. We only have a few matches left, so make
No,
sure.
I mean, I can go hunting.
You want to go with me?
No, you get the fire going, I'll find us something.
Really?
Yes. I can do it.
He did get the rabbit last time.
Yeah. Okay, man. Jay grabbed his bow and several arrows.
I'll be back.
Okay, but if it starts to get dark, head back regardless if you caught something or not.
Okay, Dad.
Jay disappeared over a ridge where the trees were fewer. I am too protective, huh?
It's okay. It's hard to watch them grow up. I think he'll be okay. He's getting better with the bow for sure.
Well, we'll see what he brings back.
Will you be happy with Rabbit again?
You don't think he could snag us a deer?
No.
Yeah, me either.
Be happy with Rabbit.
Hey, I'm not going to be picky. At least not until we find more food. He's the one who wasn't fond of rabbit meat.
That's true. Then maybe he will bring us something else.
Don't give your hopes up.
Never.
I eventually found myself in a field of dirt and dried grass. In the distance, large pines and firs, but no animals. I had to find something. The sun was already setting. I actually hated hunting, but more for the animals. It just felt wrong. But why, Jay? You eat meat. And you have to do this now. Things are different. It's back to the old ways of survival. Ambridge and Kylie were right. I had to adapt or we would never make it. And now, we were so close. I don't know how much time had passed, but the sun was descending behind the trees, casting an orange glow over the field in front of me. Several black birds flew overhead. It's gonna be dark soon. Maybe I should head back. I just hated being empty-handed. I was just about to climb down from my rock when I saw it. A rabbit. Okay. It's no deer, and rabbit sucks, but it's something. I slowly slid an arrow into place and raised the bow. It had to be a good 30 yards from me, down the hill. It slowly hopped its way along the brush, stopping to sniff the air every so often. Okay, come on, Jay. You got this. Just like the last time. The rabbit stopped and raised onto its hind legs, sniffing more. I fired.
I had the fire going for a while now. It was about to be dark. Hopefully Jay would be back soon.
Remember, if he comes back empty-handed, don't be too hard on him.
Hey, I told him to come back before dark regardless. Last thing I want to do is search for him in the woods at night.
He'll be back. He knows.
But God, I hope he caught something. I have one more day's worth of food.
Me too. We have to find our way out of here soon, or we'll be relying on our hunting skills a lot more than usual.
Well, we still have our weapons, and even if you don't know how to hunt, I can help out. I motioned to my rifle.
Yes, you're so manly. No need to flaunt it.
All I'm saying is as long as we have water, we can still hunt for meals. There's no need to panic yet. But at that moment, I realized I'd jinxed us. The man came out of the woods in dark, raggedy clothes, gun up.
What's wrong, Ambridge?
Kylie didn't see him as he approached behind her. I went for my gun.
Don't.
Kylie spun around, startled.
Shit.
Don't move. All right, you can come out.
Another person approached from the side behind a tall pine. The person had long, stringy black hair and torn jeans and a shirt. What do you want? The man didn't answer. He just kept his gun on us as his friend got closer.
So, I was heading back empty-handed after all. Can't believe I missed that rabbit. But it started to make its way into some tall grass, and I panicked. Once I fired, the arrow zoomed over its head. It darted off. Good job, Jay. But now it was almost dark, and I could just barely make out the smoke trail rising above the treetops.
They have anything good?
Who the hell was that?
Well, then take the gun at least. Put it on the pack. Hurry!
I slowed my approach over the ridge to see Ambridge and Kylie on their knees, their hands tied behind their backs, a person behind them with a gun, another going through my backpack. Oh, shit.
Where's the other one? We know there's another one. We saw 3 of you yesterday. Where is he?
Grab that pack.
I'm not carrying extra bags.
Then put the shit in yours. I'll watch them.
It was a guy and a girl. The woman moved behind Kylie and Ambridge, gun up.
Where'd the other one go? He out there?
He'll be back soon. We need to hurry.
Where is he?
The woman was leaning into Kylie's face, smiling sardonically.
You're not gonna talk.
They ain't listening to you. They ain't got shit besides the guns. Fucking no food.
Take everything anyway.
What's it look like I'm doing?
Where'd your friend go? You really want him to find 2 dead bodies when he comes back?
Ambridge and Kylie still remained quiet. What do I do? What do I do? The woman moved her gun back and forth between Kylie and Ambridge. I quietly shifted onto one knee and grabbed an arrow. Could I do this? I had to, right? I had to.
Come on, girl. Where's your friend?
I'm almost done.
You listening to me, girl? Hey, are you listening?
As she screamed in Kylie's face, I nervously scrambled with loading the bow. I couldn't believe this was happening. Hurry, Jay.
All right. That's how we're gonna do it? Fine.
What are you doing?
Don't want to talk, don't want to listen.
Oh no. The woman stood and aimed the gun at the back of Kylie's head, and before I could even aim the bow, she fired.
End of All Hope. Written by Robert M. Lamb. Edited by Ashley Cardesano and Robert M. Lamb. Starring Hope Ennis as Ava, Adam Jetmore as Jay, Jack Austin as Ambridge, Gina Coyle as Kylie, Evelyn as Brielle, Ariel Hack as Mia, Stacy Golden as Chris, Michael Moman as Roger, Brett Wilkins as Travis, Reed Kreiner as Dana, Corey Pettit as Jess, Jerry Swindle Jr. as Gail, Ian Feller as Hudson, and Gareth Thomas as Sammy. Co-starring Erica Garaffa and Kyle Mooney. Music provided by Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com, Dylan Mixer at dmixmusic.com, and Eldridge T'Challa of Nemesis Black at ReverbNation.com/NemesisBlack. If you enjoy End of All Hope, visit 7lamb.com for more podcasts such as this. And don't forget to rate and review. This has been a 7 Lamb production.